Team Kaba is led by the Gambia Football Federation Incumbent President Honorable Lamin Kaba Bajo, seeking re-election in the upcoming GFF Elective Congress. Mr. Kaba on Wednesday reveals his final manifesto that entails the policies and programs aimed at holistic and sustainable football development in the country for the next 4 years and beyond, with the team's sustainable development of all aspects of football in the Gambia. Speaking at the event, he says some of the work he would be embarking if re-elected into office.
Governance, maintaining a strong GFF. This goes back to how we manage the Federation in terms of complying with the rules and regulations of both GFF and FIFA. We will continue to observe strict adherence to all the rules and regulations and the laws. And we will continue to set the policies while the senior management team will be responsible for the implementation. The annual general meetings will continue to be held regularly where all relevant documentations, resolutions, proposals will be put before the General Assembly for their consideration or otherwise. And we'll continue and never relent in the furtherance of our relationship, not only strengthening but also expanding it with especially the government of the Gambia and all other stakeholders, especially our parent bodies, FIFA, CAF, WAF1, all others. The back four, the football development, improving infrastructure. As challenging as they may, as difficult as the task might be, we will not relent, we will not shy away, we will not run away from it. We will continue where we are and see how we can further accelerate in delivering the promises that we made, especially the ongoing projects that we will continue to deliver as soon as possible. And again, we still have the ambition and objective of venturing into new ones so that football development, especially infrastructure, could be felt across the length and breadth of this country by way of developing the 5 promised regional fields. Capacity building, we'll continue to make capacity building the core of our agenda in order to eliminate the huge gap between the number of footballers and trained personnel for proper and sustainable development in football throughout the country.
He adds that they will work with FIFA, CAF Security Department and the National Security Agencies to train up to 500 security personnel on football match safety.
For the medics, we also intend to have a annual force aid seminars, trainings and workshops for medical personnel of clubs and leagues to support them in terms of player treatment and rehabilitation during and after injuries. Career plan for club medical staff. We have a new inclusion, innovation. That's what development is all about. It's instead of CARM, from henceforth it will be CARMS. The S will come safety and security training, because we all know it's become very important. Football goes with health and safety and security. Those are the innovation to include the safety and security to make CARM as CARMS. We will work with FIFA, CAF, Safety and Security Department and our National Security Agency to train up to 500 security personnel and stewards on football match safety and security procedures. Equally, all clubs, first, second, third regional and third divisions, safety and security officers will also be trained on football match safety and security procedures. This will enhance harmonization of match security organizations in line with FIFA and CAF. We have an expert at that amongst us. Lieutenant Colonel Musa Jame has risen to the highest level in this venture at the continental level. He was a CAF security and safety officer during the last AFCON for many matches in Cameroon.
The GFF president seeking re-election says they will increase women representation and women leadership in all levels. The
National Second Division League free registration will continue as above. Increase women representation in the ESCO and women leadership at all levels. This is the reason. It will be explained in the explanatory note that will accompany with the proposed amendment to the Constitution to increase the presence of women at the level of the Executive Committee. Currently we have only 2, but really we need our sisters beside us. They cannot remain forever behind us. We have to do it gradually. This is why we want to increase the number from 2 to 5. This is why we're creating a vice president position specifically dedicated to women's football. We also want to increase the number of competent members to be biased, to give them the opportunity, because even in the national laws now, the trend internationally is you make it easier. It doesn't mean that it will compromise competence, but since when it comes to open competition, they are disadvantaged. So we have to see how we can bring them on, as I said again, not to compromise competence and efficiency. We are proposing the increase of the competent members to ensure that 2 of the competent members shall be or must be women. This is why we have Ajaramu and Aja Chumban with us here. And also we have Jay going for the 4th Vice President. This is a project that really we are indulgent and we are soliciting the support of everybody. So it's us the male. Let our sisters not felt to be trampled on. It is something that is going to give a good image to us, our country and the football globally.
Bajo said he will continue to engage government to fund all categories of the national team.
We will continue to engage government to fund all categories of national team so that GFF funds can be used for the organization and development of football. This is a very crucial area. We are grateful, very appreciative of the tens of millions of dollars the government recently has put into football, especially through the senior national team men. But we still engage in them, at least take 2 or 3 more, if not all the national teams. All the national teams, regardless, if you name on the 12th national team, it belongs to government. But the boarding, financial boarding, administrative, all the logistics of the female national team, senior, under 17, under 20, male under 23, male under 20, male under 17, all the junior categories, the chant team are all still on the head of GFF. So we praying and hoping that government's finance situation improves. We've seen the determination in them, that at least they can relieve part of that from us so that we can put that money into other needed areas of football development.
He said they will open a football veteran fund for the football veterans in the Gambia.
Football Veterans Welfare Fund. Recognizing their immense contribution to the development of football in the country over the years, and considering the fact that most of them often face medical and financial difficulties, we intend to create a Football Veterans Welfare Fund for the first time in the country. The fund will be partly financed from annual allocation for a start by $1 million by the Gambia Football Federation. And also, we will engage the active football players, considering them to be contributing to the funds. We will sort of serve for them as a social security in the future, and also will launch the negotiation with the government also, so the government also can put something in. To give it more independence and autonomy, we intend, after consultation, to set up a board of trustees. The board of trustees, independent board of trustees, that will manage this fund. And we will receive and treat all applications from anybody who has ever been called up to Gambian. I just want to let the card a little bit so that people can understand when we say veterans. The perception is, I'm sure the board of trustees, the competent people will come today, later to give all the criteria. But it will not leave anybody out who has ever put on Gambian national team. You are called into the team, either once or whatever, you are qualified to be part of this family. And we hope, and this is very important venture, because of late, interaction with our senior brothers and some of our younger brothers and sisters, for that matter, has really, touched our hearts and minds. They need support and they need attention.
The much anticipated GFF election between President Kababajo and Sadibu Kamaso is slated for 27th August 2022. Reporting for Kerr Fatou, I am Ramatulai Jawa.